This is interesting.
Lies, shenanigans.
Yes, 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 yes. So, in the wake of Ronnie Turner's passing, and if you don't know who Ronnie Turner is, he is an actor, but he's also Tina Turner's son.
Mm.
Ronnie's widow, singer Afida Turner, is discussing how she plans to have a baby within the next year by using the frozen sperm Ronnie left behind as a gift to her. So Afida mentioned this during an interview when revealing that her life in LA became a real nightmare after Ronnie Turner's death. Of course, she actually took a hiatus to Egypt,
Mm.
and now she's going to have Ronnie's baby. So, in hopes to give birth to the child, she's going to use IVF, if you guys are familiar,
Hmm.
before
Mhm.
her 47th birthday on December 22nd. So, my question to you guys is, would you want your spouse to move on after you pass or continue your legacy with a child via IVF?
I'll let you start, Rob.
Cool, cool. Um, so I had really kind of had to give this one some thought and
Yeah.
check my ego. I really had to check my ego. So I definitely would want for my spouse to grieve me for an appropriate period and move on. I want her to honor herself. I want her to find love. I want her to pursue her happiness. If she has my genetic material and it was my gift to her, um, and she wants to make a baby, that is completely up to her.
Okay.
My only hope would be that anyone that she brings into that child's life would meet my seal of approval. It's
Okay.
but ultimately, if I'm dead, if I've passed on, there's really nothing can that I can really experience about it. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I love my wife tremendously, and if I passed on before her, I I want her to be happy. That's my ultimate goal for her. That's my ultimate dream for her. And if that would be to have a child with my sperm, then if that's what's going to bring her that joy and love in her life, then so be it. That would be her decision
Okay.
ultimately. She can have both, man.
I'm curious, Rob. So what if it were
I
the
like
other way
that too.
around? Would you
Mm,
would you want to, like, let's say,
good question.
you had some sperm, I mean some
Egg,
embryos or some eggs from your wife. I
frozen
mean, would you
eggs.
consider a
Dude, I had a
surrogate?
Surrogate.
vasectomy at 20. I had a vasectomy at 28. Um, and I did it for very specific reasons. I don't want
Okay.
any more children. Also, I'm 50 years old. Why would I do that to myself? Why would I start the cycle all over again? I'm
You're like, for
enjoying
what?
being an uncle. I'm enjoying being a grandfather.
That makes
Um,
sense.
True.
but no,
Fair
it's
enough.
my wife and I got together later on in life when we'd both lived our own, I guess, the first stage of our
Mhm.
lives separately,
Families.
the
Yeah.
learning phase, right? But yeah, no, it's something that
True.
we talk about. That if we used an app at one time to make a composite, and we're very grateful that we
Aw.
did not make little ugly baby Jobert because that was a horrible composite for the two of us. That would have been a fugly child.
Stupid.
Shut up. The child would have been beautiful, please.
I mean,
Yeah, I really don't believe what the computer did. I don't believe what the internet did to
I don't either. I don't either.
I guess to
They
answer
messed
your
it up.
question, Gianni, would I want her to move on? I
Yeah.
mean, I want her to move on, but you know, if we had embryos or sperm or something saved aside, yeah, I'd be absolutely open to or happy if she had a child. Um, yeah, I think that would be
Okay.
fantastic actually if she chose to do that. I mean, I think it's a personal decision.
Okay.
Some people feel differently. Some people feel like you know they shouldn't. Once you pass on, you know, you shouldn't be. People shouldn't be making decisions with your genetic material.
Hmm.
I'm in agreement with Rob B. You know,
It's a gift.
once I'm gone. Well, no, once I'm gone, what difference does it make? I mean,
Okay.
I'm not here on Earth. If she wants to, use it, so what? She wants to use it. If she doesn't want
Okay.
to use it, she tosses it in the trash. Hey, whatever. Who cares? I'm gone. I have no say in it. It, you know, doesn't make me. No, never mind. But I don't know. But again,
That's interesting.
From the other perspective, though, I mean, would I take my wife's genetic material and try to have a child? I probably would. You know, I
Really?
mean, unless I found someone new. Um,
What?
I'm saying I'd just get a surrogate and
You would
say,
have to
hey,
give it a chance.
yeah, but what I'm saying, I mean, because those, let's say they were embryos. I mean, sperm and eggs are totally different, but let's say they're embryos. I mean, I would certainly give them a chance. You know,
Okay,
I mean,
that's
and
interesting.
So would you do this on your own, or would you want to secure a stable partner before doing that?
Right. Good
and I think
thinking
it's a little bit different from the
process.
woman's side versus the man's side, because sperm and
No,
eggs and
because you're either no, because in
No,
either
it's not
instance you're
different.
taking on the role of being a single parent with your former partner's genetic material.
but
It
what
is
I'm
the
saying is
same
Literally.
slightly
parent.
different. But what I'm saying is it's slightly
The
different
process.
because no, it's slightly different because I can't physically have the child. I'd have to actually involve someone else to have the child. So
Okay.
I'd have to either
So
have
why
another
does it differ?
partner, a surrogate. I have to have someone else. Whereas a woman can say, "Hey, you know, I could just take the man's sperm and I have my own eggs and I just put it inside myself and I can make some decisions." A little bit
No,
different.
no. It's still going to need a medical team. Still going to need
I
a medical
mean,
team.
of course,
It's not a turkey baster in the material. Come on.
of course. I'm not saying that,
Different
but
processes, but I mean, isn't it the concept the same? Like you're going to be a single parent.
concept, but the
Unless you
process,
have.
because the decision making process, because again, if I find another partner, you know, I'd probably want to have a child with that partner.
See, and that brings up a very interesting scenario, Neil, because if you were to undertake that with a surrogate and something were to happen to you during that pregnancy, something happened, where does that leave that child
Oh,
that you wanted to bring
interesting.
into the world?
That's interesting.
And then there's a lot of
Right?
laws around surrogacy and things like that, and
Mm.
it gets
Yeah,
really
she could take that
interesting.
challenging.
baby.
So it is slightly different from being on the man versus the woman. So I
It
don't know.
is. Yeah.
But with that being said,
Mm.
I would love to have, make sure we had a child or something like that. But
That's so
I just want
interesting.
but what do you think, Johnny, before I get to my other point?
Because I was sure you guys were going to say, like, no, let her move on. Because that's kind of my thought. Like, I think it's weird. I don't know. I mean, I get it. And I think it's sentimental. And if she wants to do it, like, she seems to be very passionate about it, of course, and like happy for it. But I just think
How
it's
long
kind
were
of
they
like
together?
strange.
How long were they together? I'm
Um,
just curious.
Good question. We can look it up. I don't know, but I'm
Yeah.
sure a long time. She has his last name. She's a whole Turner out here.
I think they've been
I,
around.
I
I think I read that they've been together a while. I don't remember the exact, but it didn't seem like they just got married and she just.
no,
So
no.
they have a strong relationship,
They do have a strong relationship, but I don't.
and she
It's
probably
not
is
for me.
devastated.
Yeah, she said it, and she said she even took a hiatus because she couldn't handle like her everyday life. So I understand that, but then wouldn't that kind of bring more of the memory of him passing away, like having a child with him? I don't know.
I, I don't know,
But would
but
it bring him to life?
you got to
Okay.
figure if he froze his sperm,
Yeah.
it had to be for a reason,
And the article
True.
states that it was his gift to her.
right?
So it
She did
gives
say
her
that.
the option to use it, whether she chooses to or not. And in this scenario, it seems that she's opting to go
Yeah.
for that option. And coming from the Turner family, I'm sure that this child will not go without.
Well, that's the point.
Oh no.
So, and that's the point I was about to make. So, and the question I had for you guys, I mean, because it is Tina Turner's son. Tina Turner just died, which means Tina Turner's
Yeah.
son or grandson would inherit a portion of her. I mean, we don't know what's in the will, but potentially could inherit a portion of her estate. So, does the timing seems a little weird? Does it seem like she's trying to, take advantage of her Tina
I mean,
Turner's?
It's been a terrible year for the Turner family, so I don't know that she's taking advantage. This is just bad happenstance. I mean, mom and the son.
but he
the
did
same
die
year,
a
that's
year
tough.
ago. He passed away a year ago. But it does take time
Yeah,
to
but
grieve.
if
Like,
you're
don't get me wrong,
grieving,
though. It does take time to grieve.
It
It does take
does.
time
my
to grieve.
husband, the love of my life, my husband's dead. put a baby in me. That's nobody's thought.
So neither
No
of
one
you think
healthy
she's
anyway.
taking advantage. You don't think the
No, I don't.
timing. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I don't think so.
I think the
but
timing
it's
is a little
really
strange.
good. It is. It is. You can eye it. Like I would have to read her vibes. She seems cool though. Like we have similar hair. I think she's cool.
oh man!
You gotta color your hair a little bit.
I might do the whole lioness.
Ronnie.
It's pretty. Like
I don't know.
I don't
Looks
know.
like Kubley Brothers are online.
Hey,
oh, nice.
Richie.
Hey guys.
Richie Kubley says hi. But yeah, so
Awesome.
yeah, I don't know. I think there's some. I don't know. I don't know that I agree with you both. I think there's some. The timing seems a little strange to me. I think there's a little bit of weirdness on there. I think she may be trying to take advantage
You're
of
suspicious
the
of
estate. I'm suspicious of the timing.
She's loaded. She has money already.
Oh, does she?
I'm sure she's won
Yeah,
a French
I mean,
singer.
the
She already has her
child-
own career.
And the child is born after Tina Turner's death, so I don't know if
Yeah, how is he? He might not even.
Yeah.
That's too much of a reach, I think. But there's
Oh.
there's evil people out
Like what
here.
Jacqueline said.
They're evil.
Yeah, Jacqueline Robinson made a great point. So she's in agreement with you guys. It doesn't matter what the timing is. If Tina's last will and testament bequeathed her assets to her husband, it's a moot point.
Did she?
But we don't know.
It went
that.
to her husband.
We don't know
Oh,
that.
okay.
We don't know.
know.
I was gonna say that's insanity.
We don't know. All right. Is this truth, lies, shenanigans?
Truth, lies, shenanigans.
Ooh, this is some
It's
truth
true.
that happened.
I know y'all convinced me there's no shenanigans going on. You guys convinced me. Jacqueline Robinson convinced me. You guys convinced me.
Yeah, Jacqueline.
There's no
convinced us.
shenanigans
Thank you,
going
Jacqueline,
on.
for having that final nail. Thank you, Jacqueline.